shy, just let your feelings roll on by. Don't wear fear, or nobody will know you're there. Just lift your head and let your feelings out instead. No, don't be shy, just let your feelings roll on by. On by, 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 on by. I say bye, but I mean hi. I mean hello. Welcome to this tutorial for a very beautiful song, Don't Be Shy, by Cat Stevens, all the way back in 1972. And it's a really interesting song to have a look at. It's interesting for two main reasons. It's only got three chords, E sort of 4, and a D, but we're playing them slightly differently. And also there is this strumming pattern, which is almost hypnotizingly enjoymentful, I guess, something like this. And it's the T, 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 da, do, T, do, do, da. So let's get started with the chords. It's in A major, and we need three chords, A, E, and D. And we start with the A, and we're actually doing a sort of F shape, but all the way up there. The way to do this is take your index all the way across the 4th frets, and then add your ring finger on the 6 and your middle finger on the 5. And then you've got an A major with the open A here. So that's quite important. You've got 6, 4, 5, open. And this open string here is going to stay open all the time, and we're going to play it with the rest of the strings, because that's what Cat Stevens is doing in his song. It's got a sort of continuity with the guitar because there's a use of open strings. And we're doing this on the ukulele too. We can do it. So we start with an A, and then we play an E, which means we just leave our index here on 4, 4, 4 open and take away finger number 4 and 3, or 3 and 2 if you're American, I guess. Anyway, you take your ring finger and your middle finger away, and you've got the E, which is a bit of an E4 because we leave the A open here, which is the 4th. Anyway, details. And then a D, which is super easy, right? Because you know this already, and it's just 2, 2, 2 open. And playing A, E, D, D, E, A, E, D, D, E is the whole song, and all the time these chords are repeated. So there's nothing more than that to learn, which is great for us, because then we can focus on the strumming a bit later. So make sure all the chords ring nicely. So you can test by doing string by string. This was the E, E4, and the D, and E. Okay, so you test on your ukulele also, and if they ring nicely, you're ready to go. If they don't ring nicely, you have to adjust and practice a bit. Basically, that's the idea. So, on to Cat's song. Well, it starts with the intro. We're just going to play the chords now. D, E, A, E, D, D. And this is repeated 4 times. I've done it twice. And onto the song. Don't on the A, and B on the E, shy on the D, just and D on let, and E on feelings. Just let your feelings A, roll E, on D, bye. So if you've got this idea that it's always A, E, D, D, E, A, and the voice sort of follows the changes of chord a lot of the time, so we can just keep on going. Don't wear fear, or nobody will know you're there. D, E, just lift your head. It's so nice that the voice lifts itself when the head is lifted also. Just lift your head and let your feelings out instead. D, E, no, don't be D shy. Just let your feelings A, roll E, but on D, by D. On by, 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 on by. Right, so you can practice it a bit like this if you want. just to get the chords sorted and also to have an idea when the voice is landing and what chord changes go with which part of the lyrics. So here, as you can see, and also in the document which you can download that goes with this lesson, I've spent lots of time making sure that the right chords fall on top of the right lyrics, because the rhythm and the chord changes are a bit unusual compared to most songs. And here it's really important to have a clear idea of when the chords are changing with the lyrics. Before we move on to the strumming pattern and breaking all of that down, I must extend a big thank you to the patrons of this channel and of these ukulele lessons, which are making all of this possible. This, right now, what you're watching, it wouldn't exist without patrons. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I'll try not to be shy, as the song suggests, and say thanks. And if you want to become a patron also and help support the many, many hours that go into each of these lessons, then you can just hop onto Patreon and become a Patreon, and then you'll get access to all the song sheets for all the lessons, the backing tracks and the tabs, all sorts of things there waiting for you. So if you enjoyed these lessons, please become a patron too, and you'll be supporting this patient take on interesting things in music. I probably say that's how I describe, hopefully, what I'm doing. So, on to the rhythm, and once you'll have mastered it, it will sound like this. So, for the right hand, I don't know if you noticed, oh, it's a bit of, it's from the fireplace. For the right hand, if you noticed, it seems super easy because all that's happening is this: down, up, 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 down, up. That's all. So, pretty straightforward, right? Except that some strums can be a bit louder than others, and that's when the chords change. And the way that these chords change is what makes this pattern interesting. It's 1, 2, 3, change, 2, 3, change, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2. You can also count like this, which is what we're going to start with. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's all up and down, up, down, up, down. And if you count 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, this is how you change it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So for the first 1, 2, you stay on the D, and then you've got another 1, 2 on the E to go back to the beginning of the strumming pattern. So to break it down really slowly, you can practice it like this. On the A, the A, it's down, up, down, change, up, change, down, up, and then down, up on the D, and down, up. So down, D, E, and down, up, 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 down, up. So it's pretty funny because you've got the strongest strum is first on a down, then on an up, then on a down, then on an up, and then on a down and a down. So you can practice this by making each strum that has a chord change, or also the fourth of the first D, louder, like this. And faster, you'll move into something like this. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, A, E, D, 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 E, A, E, D, E, D, E, A, E, D, 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 E. Don't be shy. Let's sing it together. We'll just skip the intro, which is 4 times this loop, and go on. Don't be shy. Okay, 1, 2, not too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't be shy, just let your feelings roll on by. Don't wear fear, or nobody will know you're there. Just lift your head and let your feelings out instead. No, don't be shy, just let your feelings roll on by. So you see at the end here, between the verse and the on by, the on by starts on the E, not on the first chord of the loop, which is the A, but on the E just before that. On by, 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 on by. So here, on by, and the chords, they're sort of moving about a little bit, so it's not the same thing all the time. As you can see, it starts on by, and the by is on the A, but then the second time, on by, on by, on, and then the on is on the A instead of having the by on the A. You see what I mean? Well, I've spent lots of time making sure the right chords go with the right lyrics, even here, when the lyrics are repeated. So if you follow that, there's a really good chance you'll get it very quickly. If not, you can listen to the song again by Cat Stevens and try to play along, because it is also in A. So you're in the right key to play along with the cat. Not the cat, with a cat. I mean, Cat Stevens, the cat. Well, not the, yeah. Well, I mean, the most famous cat who isn't a cat, basically. On to the second part, and it starts with, you know, love. We play the last two chords of the previous loop to get going. You know, love is better than a song. Doom, doom. Love is where all of us belong. Doom, doom. So don't be shy, just let your feelings roll on by. Don't wear fear, or nobody will know you're there. And here's the same on the last E of that pattern. We start your, and then beginning of the next pattern on the A. You're there, 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 you're there. And then 4 patterns of this loop. Remember, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you play the first verse again, and then you play the on by bit again, but both a bit louder than at the very beginning, otherwise the song doesn't have any landscaping. Do you see what I mean? It's like a mountain, right? It's high, a bit low. Some dynamics is probably the better word I was looking for. And then you end on a loop again. So that's how to play Don't Be Shy. So remember, don't be shy with the strumming pattern. Just give it a go. And make sure to have a loose strumming hand. If you're like this, it's not going to flow. It needs to be some sort of like a machine, a big wheel that goes. You see what I mean? It's so just continuous movement, right? And actually, there's another strumming pattern that you can try if you're so good and so amazing. You're a bit bored of this one because you've got it now. It's not that hard, is what some of you are thinking. What you can do is, instead of going down, up, 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 down, up. You can go down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. So that way, every change of chord, every chord change has a down strum on it, meaning that you can then give more of a percussive energy to that part of the song. So that can be quite good for when you're repeating the first verse in the middle of the song, or sort of the last part of the song. And it can go like this. It's stronger, right? So slowly it's like this. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. And with the singing Don't Be Shy, 4. Don't be shy, just let your feelings roll on by. Don't wear fear, or nobody will know you're there. Just lift your head and let your feelings out instead. No, don't be shy, just let your feelings roll on by, on by, on by, on by, on by. Right, we'll give it a try, but especially work on the first strumming pattern that we had a look at, and the second one if you've got time for it. So thank you very much for your support, and please hop over to the Patreon if you haven't yet got this song sheet. It's lots of fun. More Cat Stevens coming soon, and you have a wonderful day. And if you feel like being shy, actually, it's probably okay. And if you feel like not being shy, by all means, don't be shy. And say hi. In the comments, nigh meaning sort of close by, I think. Bye!